Hey everyone, welcome back to another day trading recap on this fine Tuesday morning. We got a little lucky today. It was a little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday, if you guys remember, it was totally flat out there, and I made a day trading recap video about playing chess with Colby because in terms of trading, there wasn't anything worth trading, so it's either good to walk away or distract yourself because that's when you start making unnecessary losses. And today we got lucky because it was a little bit better than the day before. And before we talk about the triggers that I traded here, primarily SBEV, we did a lot of trades on this one. Let's go and see how many trades we did. Well, we actually did 570 fills. I don't know how many trades that is, probably like around 40 trades or so. Definitely on the higher side. And I think it's gonna be really hard for me to guess how I did today. I think on average, I did like $8,000, maybe $10,000 position sizes. I don't think it was a home run trading day, maybe like 5 or 7% profit. So I don't know, I'm just gonna guess $700 in profits today based on my average size. Let's go ahead and check. And whoa, okay, $1,100 here profit. This is, I'm not gonna lie, this is much better than I thought I did. I had a few big losers in the beginning. I even checked, I was up around 5% and then I was down 2% and then I was up again like 1 or 2%. And then I went ahead and open filled orders again, so I didn't see my P&L. And I had like, I think 2 more trades that I think erased my profits. And I think that's why I was like, I don't know if I'm over 1,000. I didn't really think I was over 1,000 today. I had a good feeling I was over, 5% based on my average position size, but I didn't feel like it was that much more. So that's good. That's a good feeling that I did better than I thought. If I just somehow was able to avoid some of the bigger losers today, I would have been doing so much better. And last week it was the same situation where I was looking at my running P&L and one of the days I was at around $2,000 profit, and then I ended the day up like $400 or something like that. So I just had these huge losers all the time, and that might be a little bit of growing pains. I've been thinking about it a bit, and for sure sometimes I trip over myself because instead of being able to like average down or something, I'm cutting my losses and it's a big size, and then sometimes it pops right back up and I'm like, but it's fine. I'd rather be in this growing pain phase than not scale at all. So increasing position sizes is a fundamental thing that I'm working on for 2022. 2 quick side notes before we talk about the tickers. If you want to learn what we're doing here, definitely go to tradejournal.co/connect. Do step 1, create an account so you can check out my trades and posts. Join and get active on the Discord. I think this is fundamental. If you want to be part of a community that will hold you accountable and also learn from other traders from all different skill levels. And then down here, step 3, we have a foundation video series to help you get caught up to speed much quicker. Obviously, YouTube, all the content is there as well, but this is a more compiled list, so you know exactly what you need to watch. But definitely check out the monthly recaps as well. I think those are extremely key. And then the second thing, we are posting in the Discord here, we have a new announcement section, and the number one thing I do want to mention is you, as a trader, can become an NFT. So we've been talking about trader cards for some time now, and I'm putting together the initial set of cards and the initial set of traders. Think about like baseball cards or like Pokemon cards. That's what we're gonna do for traders, for Trade Journal. And if you fill out this form, you can become a trader card NFT. And also down the road, you're gonna have voting rights based on your trader cards to help vote for new features. An example for this would be, if you come over to our YouTube, you can see under the community tab, we had a poll, how would you like to import trades into tradejournal.co, and a lot of people are voting for API. So in the future, these kind of polls and these kind of voting things for new features is going to be in the Discord, where you can only have access to it if you are an NFT trader card holder. All right, so let's dive through a little bit of an example here, and always read the subheaders. They sometimes are really important. Want to become an NFT? These are trader cards, will be similar to baseball cards, and we're working on our first release. If not required field, leave blank. And the NFT, this attribute will be none. So NFTs will always have attributes like, I don't know, type a hat. And if there is no hat, it's a none, right? So if you leave it blank, it will be none. And you will have to sign into your Google account or any sort of email account. I won't see your email, but it is to prevent fraud. And then a second note here is you only have 35 experience points. This is a new thing for anyone that already filled out the form. Don't worry, you can just sign into your same Gmail or whatever email account and just update your form. So you have 35 experience points, so choose them wisely. This is going to be like your stats. And always a reminder, not all need to be used. So if you want to like really specialize in something and just like throw away everything else, you can do that as well. I'm sure it'd be pretty funny. So for this example, we're going to be using Colby to give you guys a good idea. And then his nickname is going to be DGen Day Trader, since he has a day trading channel now. That's what he calls himself. His username, I looked it up. I think it's Colby. I'm pretty sure it's Colby here. So that's his Trade Journal username. And if you ever wonder what your Trade Journal username is, just go to your profile right here, and you'll see it right in the URL, Winkler. You'll also see it up here. And if you want to edit this, just go to your account settings, and then you will see right here is your username, and you can just click edit and you can change your username just like that. I would recommend not making it an email. If you sign up to Trade Journal with let's say your social account, it will automatically put in your email, so you can go ahead and change that. Let's keep going here. So for Colby, it is username Colby. For specialty focus, you can put whatever you guys want. For example, I would probably be like a Top Gainers Momo trader, because that's really what I focus on. But for Colby, definitely conspiracy theories. And for his motto right here, I think there's only one motto that fits, and it's something he recently said in the Discord, which makes it all the better. Right here, it's all rigged. And then this is where the attributes come in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attributes, and you have 35 abilities. So what I could do is put everything at 5 down the middle, and I would be like a very down the middle trader. I'm not like, I don't focus on small caps or large caps or really anything. I'm just like right down the middle. So for Colby, since like, for example, he's streaming now and he's a moderator in the Discord, you could probably argue that his market mover ability has increased from the middle to, let's say, 8. Although that's probably a little bit generous. We might have to give him a 6, but just because we like Colby a little bit, we can actually move him back to a 7. But that means now I have used 37 ability points. So I actually have to move one of these back. So I'll probably have to move consistency to 3. I think that would be probably a really good fair observation. So now you guys kind of get how it works, and I hope that makes sense. So have fun filling it out. We've already had 4 submissions, and I would recommend everyone who did submissions, I see a lot of 10s across the board, so go back and make sure you're not over 35. Actually, almost nobody's over 35. Almost everyone did under 35. So you guys, I would probably argue, are pretty honest, although there is one person that already allocated 44 points to themselves. Might have to recheck that. Also, if you have any comments, feedback, questions, recommendations, whatever, check out the NFT chat inside the community. We're going to be updating this for sure. This is not the final version, but it's to get a good idea and to create a little bit of conversation around it. And remember, guys, the first edition will be totally free. Either we're going to do a mint that is free, or I'm just going to mint them all myself and then airdrop them to the community. I still need to decide. Obviously, that's going to be up to the community to decide, but that should give you guys a good idea of what we're working on here. So don't be shy, fill out the forms, and let's get back into the tickers that we traded today. Starting with HOUR. This is actually yesterday's leak gap. I only did one really quick trade on it because it was called out in the community, and I actually kind of liked what I was seeing on it. But overall, I wasn't like super ambitious trading this one. So let's just go to the daily. You can see it was a recent IPO. I think it was an IPO. Yeah, IPO. And now we're on the 3rd day. And we're having problems breaking above this $8 zone. But let's actually look into it on the 1 minute really fast and see how I went ahead and traded this one. So we were coming towards that $8 zone we were just talking about on the 1 minute. I bought this pullback looking for continuation. The problem was I bought actually very high into this pullback for some reason. I thought we were going to get a second big green candle right away. We didn't. I held through this, averaged down just a little bit, and then sold on the retest. Luckily I did because it flushed pretty hard after that. But this was, smaller size. It was like $5,000 position size. So that's like 25% size of what I really want to be doing. Not too much to be talking about on this one, but you can see yesterday this was kind of a crazy ticker, midday run, getting halted and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, today it's kind of just fizzling out with not nearly as much volume. TSRI, the current lead gapper here, I'm up 300 on this one, not too shabby. Let's look on how we traded it. Big resistance on the daily around 13 and 14, so that was key zones to watch. It's an IT consulting company with a 2 million shares outstanding. That's not bad at all. That's very low. And then 23 million market cap, also very low. So exactly what we're usually looking for. And there's some catalysts being pumped out. Looks like some earnings even. So guys, like I said in yesterday's recap video, we're in earnings season, so keep that in mind. Sometimes it messes up small caps, So that's usually not my favorite, because if, let's say, Amazon or Tesla or Apple, whatever, has an earnings release, a lot of people focus on that as opposed to looking for these small cap gappers, which I don't know, for better or worse. For me, it's a little bit worse because I focus on small caps. Anyway, on the 5 minute, you can see this one crawling up here. And when we entered this kind of little bit of a front side, you can argue this is a front side here. It almost feels like it's a range because we have this big resistance right above. This is really where I did most of my trading. Unfortunately, I did give back quite a bit of profits, I think, on this flush somewhere. But let's actually look into the 1 minute and zoom back here again. And you can see I missed this initial move. I didn't trade this pullback, but eventually we were above this big resistance zone, and this is where I kept on trading this one, looking for that continuation to 13, but we never really got it, which is fine because, you know, I was a little bit skeptical that we would get a really good move, so I was constantly scalping here, and that kept me green, just being a little bit more risk averse. And the reason I was extra risk averse today, especially on TSRI, was because I knew yesterday was a really bad day, so maybe today isn't the day to gun it. Plus, none of these tickers are really up that much. Also a good reason to be a little bit more cautious. BDTX popping up as well. I'm up 350 on that one, not too shabby. Let's go to the daily quickly, and wow, that one really sold off quite a lot. Daily chart on this one's looking really nasty. It's on a big backside, has really high relative volume today, and it clearly looks like there's some dilution maybe going on, so keep that in mind. Biotech, 36 million shares outstanding and 178 million market cap. Looks like it has some COVID catalyst coming out here. And let's check out the 5 minute as well. And wow, this ticker really has not been able to hold its highs whatsoever. But when we were having these pullbacks, this is when I was getting aggressive on it. So let's check out the 1 minute. And it looks like I did most of my trading on this ticker pre-market in that first little push, that first 30 minutes. So we popped up here and we had a quick pullback back to 513. This is like right when the pre-market started on TOS. I didn't get any of these nice low entries, but when we broke back above VWAP and I could feel the powers on this one, especially with the volume, I bought the breakout of VWAP, took some profits, bought this one again, took some profits. And then unfortunately, somewhere in this area, I gave back a lot of profits. I think it was either this one or somewhere here, I gave back a lot of profits on that. So that was a little bit frustrating, but hey, you know, I like to trade the front side until I start giving back profits, because you just don't know if it's going to be a 30% winner or a 300% winner or a 3,000% winner. We've seen it all. And if you stop trading the front side too soon, you're going to get really upset and have a lot of FOMO and do something silly later on. So for me, I'd rather keep trading it until the ticker dies in my hands. Okay, then we have SBEV, still one of the lead gappers on the day, and I'm up the most on this one, almost $500. And this one I also gave back quite a nice chunk on. Let's go to the daily chart and look at it as well. Backside on the daily, so not very nice, although we did pop over this big 166 resistance zone, so that was pretty good. It's a food retail company, 33 million shares outstanding roughly, and a 53 million market cap. Very nice, usually exactly what we're looking for. And it's up on a Walmart catalyst. Looks like they're struck a deal with Walmart to sell in select stores across Florida. That sounds like a pretty good catalyst. I do like those collaborations with large companies when small caps get those. Those are always really nice catalysts. And yeah, it's actually holding its highs really well. It's one of the top percent gainers on the day as well. The dollar volume could be a lot higher on this ticker, so that's a little bit of a concern. Because you might say, yeah, it's doing 5 million shares a minute, but at the same time, it's only a $2 stock. So the volume on this one isn't as nice as it could be, or maybe ideally should be. But we had that nice first leg, and now it's consolidating, and maybe we're going to get a second leg either on power hour or midday or maybe tomorrow. So I think this one's definitely worth still watching. And right now it's finding a lot of support right around 166. In terms of how I traded this one, I did not let this one go. First, we get that quick move pre-market. This was actually an odd time from like 8 to 8:15, kind of unusual. And you could see I kept on trying to trade this one, looking for that reversal. We never really got that reversal or continuation. It was still at this point around VWAP on a front side, so that's why I was still trying to get aggressive here. Eventually does on the 5 minute break above VWAP, and I'm starting to trade this one again, looking for those bigger moves. I missed some of them, like this one was a 10% move and I sold right on that first pop. That was a little bit unfortunate. That could have been like a really good home run trade just right there. Right here, I gave back a lot of profits. This was really frustrating, and I sold almost at the perfect low before it bounces up again. And then I buy this candle thinking we're gonna get a bounce back up, which we do, but my timing was off on this one again. So I gave back a good chunk right in this area, which was a little frustrating, but then I made it back on the market open. I basically traded the red to green move. There's so many trades here. I traded the red to green move, and I took most of my profits here, and then I actually ended up buying again and then took profits again. And I don't know if I how well I traded this part. I don't really remember, but yeah, at one point this ticker died in our hands again. It just, died out, and the volume's quite light on this one right now, and VWAP's big resistance zone, so I don't really see a point of still trading it. I wrapped up around 10 o'clock like usual, and it was a pretty, classic day in that regard. Just made most of my money front side, and unfortunately gave back quite a bit as well, but then wrapped up at 10 o'clock. And yeah, overall, I had a pretty solid day, a nice like 1.1k profit chunk in the bag, so that's pretty nice. Well, let's hope the Momo continues, because yesterday was really slow. Today was definitely better, but not ideal. So hopefully tomorrow we're gonna get even cleaner action. Last week was pretty good. We got really good pre-market front side action last week, but then the market open was always really bad last week. So maybe we're just gonna keep getting more and more action. It looks like overall the markets are, slowing down their sell-off, so that might be good. Crypto is still like in a total free fall, it feels like. But right now the power is a little bit in the Fed's hands. But even if there's a big sell-off in the overall market, I'm not too worried about day trading small caps, because in 2020, when the market was in total free fall, I mean, we're talking about the whole entire market getting halted several times a day and being down 6+%. The small caps were on fire, and I made some of my best money ever trading small caps during the red market. So I'm not too worried on an overall market crash in terms of my quote-unquote job for day trading. But I'm a little bit nervous for our swing trades. They've just been constantly selling off. Luckily, they're finding a little bit of a low, but anything's possible. So guys, I'll see you then in tomorrow's recap. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Consider subscribing if you're new. We'd love to have you part of the community, and like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.